Hello guys, welcome to another video tutorial on Archicad 20 CAD engine tutorials on Archicad 20. Last time we handled the door tool, and in this video we are going to be handling the window tool. And before we start, I would like you to subscribe and like the video, give us a thumbs up, and you hit your notification button so that whenever I post a video you get notified, and watch on time so that you learn on time ahead of others. So this is the window tool. You can double click that, or you press the shortcut button Ctrl T. So this is the default window they're going to show you, but let's stick with basic window and double window. Why I choose double window? Because it has a frame at the center of the window so that the sashes open independently, but this one the sashes open together. And this one, the settings is for all these windows here, they are all the same thing. So let's focus on this one, and the settings is just bigger than this one, which means something are removed in this one while you are setting this one. So we'll focus on this one. Let's go. Now here you set the width of the window that you want, maybe 3000 whatever. You set the height, and now this is seal to wall base. Thanks a lot. This is seal to wall base. Don't leave it to seal to story or seal to wall top, whatever, blah blah blah. Leave it to seal to wall base. It's better for you. Then we have this is where we go to window settings. This window that popped up. Now check this. Now here is where you check, is where you set your window, the window frame, the window frames, the window sashes, the window glass, whatever. This is the wall, this is your window casing, the window frame, and this is your window sash frame, whatever. So here this the frame thickness, you set the frame thickness is where you set it. This is where you set that. Here leave it to 50, here leave it to 50. Here the indenture rebate you set to 40. Then here you set this one with the same size as this, so you put it down to 30, and then the glass is 5. Now have you noticed the settings? Now look at what this window will show you on the floor plan, in the detailing of the floor plan. This is how a real window, a real double window is supposed to look like. And this wall, this line here is the wall line. The next wall line is just at the surface of the window, the top surface of the window there. So we continue. Yes. Now you check these uniform sashes. Make the sashes uniform so that anything you change on one sash will automatically go up to the next and be updated on the next window. Put on the elevations. As you can see, the two have the same thing, but if you uncheck this, you have to set the sash 1 and then the sash 2, so that anything you do on the sash 1 will not be updated on the sash 2. So I will advise you to check these uniform sashes so that anything you do on the sash 1 will be updated on the sash 2, which of course likely is what we do in buildings. We don't need this. We don't need this. This is how you check if you want your window to be open in 3D view, this is where you open it. This is where you open it. Now you set the type of opening that the window will be, maybe fixed glass, side hung, tilting, bottom hung, whatever. This is the type of window that you put there. So now, although we have all those windows, all these windows, they are here in Archicad, but now you set the angle. If you want it to be opening 60 degrees in 3D, now this is where you set it. As you can see, it is now open. And if you go to 3D here, you can see it's now open. Here it's open. So that is it. So I wouldn't want that to be open. I just set it to 0, and let's go. Here you check frame, uniform frame sashes, uniform surfaces. Yes, now check this. You can just put it to plastic laminate. Okay, so that it's going to look nice. Yeah, this is what we want to see. And our reveal is set to 50. Thank you. Now if you need an outside casing, inside casing, you check that. If you need inside casing, you check that, and then continue to the settings of the inside of the outside casing. We checked it. This is the inside casing, unchecked. We can't set anything because we didn't check that. Now you set this one. You set this one to 2 and 0. 2. The thickness of this one and the offset from this one is normally 0. Then now outside casing. Now what type of casing do you want this to have? You have given it a casing. Now what kind of casing do you want it to have? You want it to have this box casing, you leave it like that. But if you don't want it, the advanced settings you have to do, you say leave it to simple. That is here, you click here, simple with overhang. This is simple with overhang, how it looks. This is simple with overhang, how it looks. And this is complex with overhang. This is how it looks. Now complex with overhangs, this is how it looks. Now to make this more interesting, now complex with overhang has a list of items, decorative, whatever. You see how they will look like in the windows. You see how they will look like in the windows. Now, but I won't advise you to go for all these ones because it take a lot of time. Now this one is the one I will prefer going for. Now Archicad capital, yes, we need that. If you don't need it, you uncheck this. But if you need that, there's a lot of settings you have to do. Now click on where you see square on side casing and go to decorative on side casing. Now this is how it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like. Now if you don't need this, because these things that are popping out here are going to create holes in the walls, which we wouldn't like. So we get rid of them by putting this to 0 and putting it to 0. Yes, so this is how your window is going to look like. So let's go. Here you set the casing surfaces if you want to change them. Here are the lines. Here is where you change the lines. Like I said earlier on, we are going to edit this pen in the next video. You're going to edit this pens in the next video. So we continue to our window. Now settings are finished for that window. Now you can go ahead and now place your window. Okay, but you cannot place your window in an empty space. Now you need a wall to place your window. You draw a wall. Now you draw a wall here. Now you can click on the window and then you can put a window there. Now it's like this window does not have a reveal. Yeah, it does not have a reveal. So reveal, set it to 50 and say okay. Now it has been offsetted from here to here, from this angle to this, from this line to this line. That's what I mean by reveal. So if you go to 3D view, now you can see our window. Let me remove this. Okay, now this is our window. Now let us add, we will be adding a keystone to this window. Now you select that, go to the settings, like I said, in the door tool you look for masonry arc and then check it. It comes alive, it activates. Then you check masonry jack arc with keystone. Now it shows you this. You set the skew back angle. This does not activate in this. In masonry segmented arc with keystone, you can only set the rise. Now, but for you to set the angle, that is one is easier. You set masonry jack arc with keystone. So you set the angle that you want it to be. So let's go. The keystone now. The keystone, the width 100, no problem. Oversize, we normally use 200. Projection now you check the casing. The projection is 125. I set it to 125. Now you come back to the keystone. Now projection must be higher than the projection of the casing. Now I set mine to 150. Now arc on header, uncheck that. Now if you come here, you type maybe let me say 0, it will tell you that 0 is not a number. Now you have to set a number that is not visible to the eyes. Now this is my little secret. You type 0.1. Now it now gives you 0. Yeah, another 0.1, it gives you 0, so that when you put your window, you can now see the keystone. This is how it is going to look like. And let me raise this up a little bit so that, yes, this is what we want. This is what I want to see. You go to the 3D view. This is what I want to see in my 3D view. So this is my keystone, and you can also set the color of the keystone. Go to next, masonry arc, keystone surface. You can set it to something a bit different from that, so that when rendering you can now do it the way that you wish. Having done that, let's go to the 2D view. Now, like I said, these windows can be adjusted by the size. Here is move node. You can adjust the size of the window. Go to the 3D view, you can see it has been adjusted. It has been adjusted. Let me just undo that. And now you can even you can select this window. If you want to change it, go to the settings and select another window. Do the settings for that same window, all the settings for that same window, and then you hit OK. I don't want to change the window. If I change it, if I hit OK, it changes. As you can see, it now changes, but I don't want to change that, so let's just leave it to that. So having gotten to this level, let us quickly go to another type of window. Let me say special windows. Sorry, let me say the glass block. So the glass block is a special type of window. Arc top window is almost the same thing as normal window, editing normal window. Here you set the frame and whatever, but let's just go to here. You set the grid, transom sash, main sash, all these things, but let's just go to this. This is more important for those of you who are using curtain walls, or maybe you are doing a glass wall block. Here you set the width of the block, the height of the block, and now you set the thickness of the block. You set the thickness of the joints of the jointing. So define size by block number and block size. No, number and gap size. Block number and block size. Okay, yes, block number and block size, so that you can identify the number of blocks for horizontal and for vertical. That is what we need. And here is the thickness of the block, of the glass block. So here we will leave it, surfaces glass. Yes, you can change that, platinum white, no problem. Let me just change this to blue glass. Thank you. To blue glass. Now the reveal, if your wall is, if the glass block is pushed back, is offsetted into the wall for a distance, let's say 50, here is where you check it. Here is where you type 50, the reveal, the skew back, and here is the floor plan for that. This is the reveal, the 50 that we typed here. Reveal to wall face, say 50. This is the reveal, the 50 we just typed now. This is the 50. So you go now. When having done that, if you are finished, this is your block. As you can see, there are that the block, the jointing are too big. Now you can check, you can set the settings, change the settings to, let me say, you add one more block and then one more block, so that the joining will be smaller, and it will be smaller, and it will look nicer and more real. You can put the window here. Now if you go to 3D view, and you can see your window, this is the window, a glass block, and that little space you're seeing there is now the setback. That is the reveal, which we have been talking about. This is the reveal. So I guess with this we will stop here for now, and make sure you subscribe for the next video. Make sure you subscribe and give us a thumbs up, like the video. If you love what you're learning, like the video, and then I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.